Hello students, now in this session I will explain question number 7 and 8 of exercise 6.5. So as you see on the screen I have written question number 7. So let's see what is there in question number 7. We have find the perimeter of a rectangle. So what we have to find out, our main objective is to find the perimeter of the rectangle. So this is the rectangle given, students. Now whose length is 40 centimeter. See the length, this is breadth, and this blue line is a diagonal. Fine. So the measurement of the diagonal is also given. So length is given 40 centimeter and diagonal is given 41 centimeter. So what you have to find out? Breadth. And why you have to find out breadth? Because we have to find out the perimeter of a rectangle, isn't it? Now what is the formula of a perimeter? So perimeter of a rectangle formula is what? Length 2 inside the bracket length plus breadth, isn't it? So until and unless we do not know the value of breadth, we won't be able to find out the perimeter, isn't it? So our first objective is to get the value of breadth. Once we are done with this part, then we'll put the value of breadth here and the length here, and we'll get the value of perimeter. Fine. Now the question is how to get the value of perimeter, isn't it? So now as you see in the figure, this is a rectangle and we know that all the angles of a rectangle are 90 degrees, isn't it? Now if this diagonal is drawn, fine. So now because of this diagonal, the entire rectangle has been divided into two right angle triangles. This is one right angle triangle and this is another right angle triangle. Okay. Now we know that in a right angle triangle, the side opposite to the 90 degree is what? Hypotenuse. Fine. So we'll consider the diagonal as hypotenuse. Okay, and this length as base and perpendicular, and breadth as perpendicular. Fine. So this is very, very important. Now in the next step we will use by Pythagoras theorem. Now we have to apply Pythagoras theorem, and according to Pythagoras theorem what we have? h square equals to p square plus b square. Now h is considered as diagonal and the length of diagonal is given as what? 41 centimeter. So we will write it here, 41 square. P is considered as breadth, that we have to find it out. So we will keep the p square as intact. B has been taken as what? Length, isn't it? This is length and this will be considered as base. Now length is 40 square. Okay, and let's go move on to the next page. Now 41 square we have what? 41 square would be 1681 and p square will keep it as intact, and 40 square means 1600. Now we'll take this 1600 towards this side. So it will look like 1681 minus 1600, that is equals to p square. This would be 81 equals to p square. Now we can write p square equals to 81 also. Now as we have to find out the value of p, so we have to remove this square, and when we do that we put a square sign on the other side, that is square root of 81. Now what is the square root of 81? It is 9. So therefore breadth is equals to 9 centimeter. Fine. Now we will find out the perimeter of rectangle. So perimeter of rectangle, that would be equals to 2 length plus breadth. Now we will put the values. The length is 40 and breadth is 9. So we will solve the bracket first. 2 into 49, that is 98 centimeter. Fine. So this is the solution of question number 7. Now let's move on to sum number 8. Now students, this is question number 8. So it is written that diagonals of a rhombus. Okay, so this is a rhombus, students. Okay, so diagonals of a rhombus. So these blue lines are all the diagonals, fine, and these are all the sides of the rhombus. Now before we do this sums, we need to know some properties of a rhombus. Okay, some properties which are very, very important. So properties of rhombus, and these are: number one, all sides are equal. In rhombus, all sides are equal. Yes, this is a property which is similar to square. Now number two property is diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other. And third property that you need to know to solve this sum, that is bisect, that is diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Fine. So these are the three properties that we have to keep it in mind, and then we are going to start it. Okay. Now as you see, these are the diagonals. Assume this, that this vertical diagonal measures 16 centimeter and this horizontal diagonal measures 30 centimeter. Now according to the second property, diagonals bisect each other. That means they equally divides. Now if this whole diagonal is 16, then this will be 8. This will be 8 because they bisect each other. And if this horizontal diagonals measures 30 centimeter, so this part will be 15 and this part will be 15, isn't it? Now you see, because of these two diagonals, we see that the entire rhombus has been divided into 4 right angles, isn't it? This is 1, 2, 3 and 4 right angles. Fine. So now what we have to do? We have to find this red line. Fine, one red line. Fine. And why we have to find out the red line? Because we have to find the perimeter of the rhombus. So perimeter means what? The total length of the outline, isn't it? So once we are aware of this one red line, so all the red line would be equal to each other. So if suppose this is 5, then all the red lines would be equals to 5. Then it will be very easier for us to find out the perimeter, isn't it? Now the question is how to get this red line. Now we'll consider this as what? A right angle triangle. So let us go to the next page. So let me draw one right angle for you. So we will consider this triangle. This is a triangle that we are going to consider. Now this is 8 and this is 15. Now as you see, it is quite clear from the triangle that the opposite side of the right angle triangle is always hypotenuse. So we have to find h. This 8 will consider as P and this 15 will consider as B. So once we will find out the value of h, we will come to know the value of each side of the rhombus. Okay, so let's find it out. So by applying Pythagoras theorem, a square equals to p square plus b square. Now a square is equals to p square means 8 square plus 15 square. So that is 64 plus 225, 289. So this is 8 square. Now h is equals to 289 and the square root of 289 is 17. So h is equals to side of, that is h is equals to each side of rhombus, isn't it? So each side of the rhombus is what? Equals to 17. That is equals to 17, isn't it? Now we will find the perimeter of a rhombus. So therefore perimeter of rhombus is equals to 4 into side, as because all the sides are equal, so no need of writing side plus side plus side plus side. So instead you can write 4 into side. And what is the measurement of side? It is 17. So 4 into 17 is 68 meter. Fine. sorry, centimeter, it would be centimeter. So this is a solution of question number 8. I hope all of you have understood. So that's it for today's session. Thank you all of you. Take care and God bless you all.